Happy Thursday, Rutgers. I'm Cassandra Sheese.
And I'm Jake Ostroff. We've got a great show lined up for you. It is November 8th, 2018.
Weather watcher Max Hazon will give you the regional and big picture forecast for the day.
We will be taking a look at last year's Cultural Beauty with our very own Ashley Cornish.
We'll be interviewing Mahogany Summers of Douglas Divas to talk about their upcoming Divas Week events.
We've got a packed show for you today. It's time to wake up, Rutgers.
Hello and welcome, Rutgers. It's great to be here on this chilly Thursday morning.
We're here to wake you up Thursday mornings this semester with all the exciting news, events, and weather. Well, Cass, Election Day is over, the results are in, and all the results aside, it was really good to see tons of people turning out. I went to the polls in my hometown, and there were lines, but people were very okay with being online. They're very optimistic, very cheery, going in and casting their vote, doing their civic duty and voting, and it was really good to see.
Yeah, no, well, since I'm from Pennsylvania, I couldn't make it to the polls just because I obviously would have had to drive all the way home, and it's during the week, so I sent in my absentee ballot because I had to get my vote in. But I actually went into the city on Tuesday and worked, which was really cool to kind of work in a newsroom on the day of an election. I mean, the polls are coming in, you're reporting it all day. It's a lot of craziness, but I know a lot of people that I work with were actually able to go right before they started their shift and go out and vote. So that's why we saw that really big early voter turnout, and tons of people were there. I think this is a great year for people to get out there and make the change they want to see, and that's what voting's all about. But what about you, Max? Did you end up voting?
Hey, good morning, everybody. So unfortunately, I was not able to vote because I've been actually quite busy over the last few days with projects and other assignments as well. So unfortunately, I wasn't able to go out and vote. And same thing with the absentee ballot. I wasn't able to submit mine. I completely forgot about that. But I definitely will make an effort to vote again for next year's election. Back to you, Cass.
Well, one thing that was very important, that being on campus on Election Day was something really special. It seemed like everyone was really tuned into the election, and everyone, well, we always say it all the time, college students are the future generation. We always vote to build for the future, and that is kind of the theme of our news and events for the day. But before we get to the rest of the show, let's see how much you know.
Do you know how many majors are available at Rutgers University? We'll give you the answer when we come back.
The Rutgers libraries have some of the biggest resources this university has to offer. There are 9 libraries located throughout all campuses with convenient hours to fit any student schedule. The Alexander Library on College Ave campus is open 24 hours, but before 8 a.m. and after 10 p.m., a valid Rutgers ID is required. The Art Library, located on College Ave behind Scott Hall, is open from 8:30 a.m. to 10 p.m. The Carr Library on Livingston campus is open 24 hours, but before 8 a.m. and after 10 p.m., a valid Rutgers ID is required. The Chang Library on the Douglas campus is open from 8:30 a.m. to 10 p.m. The Mabel Smith Douglas Library on the Douglas campus is open 24 hours, but before 8 a.m. and after 10 p.m., a valid Rutgers ID is required. The Library of Science and Medicine on Bush campus is open 24 hours, but before 8 a.m. and after 10 p.m., a valid Rutgers ID is required. The Math and Physics Library inside of the Hill Center on Bush campus is open from 8:30 a.m. to 10 p.m. There's plenty of space for everyone at the library, so come inside. Shh.
Welcome back, Rutgers. Before the break, we asked, how many majors are available at Rutgers? Now it's time to find out the answer.
Rutgers University has over 150 undergrad programs and over 400 graduate programs available to students. Well, Cass, I think we have similar majors. We're both JMS majors, journalism, media studies, but the best thing about Rutgers is that it's so diverse and everyone can study the field that they're most interested in.
Yeah, no, I'm also with journalism. something good is they force you to take either a double major or a minor just because there's not enough credits to graduate. So I know I'm minoring in digital communication and information media, which is about putting yourself out there in the digital world. I mean, we see that that's kind of the transition we're taking for the future. Everything's now digital. I mean, social media is so prevalent. That's where people get most of their news from. So it's about marketing yourself on social media, how to communicate, how to work in group environments through social media, things like that. So it's definitely interesting for a minor because that's what we're kind of transitioning into. So, but what about you? What's your double major or minor?
Well, I'm a Spanish minor on top of JMS major. I think it's so important to be bilingual, and Spanish is one of the up-and-coming languages in this country and in the surrounding areas. So I think it's very important to learn the language, understand the history, so I can relate to as many people as possible.
Yeah, and what's also great is that you can take classes outside of your major. I mean, I've taken a lot of political science courses, almost to the point where I could end up double majoring. You kind of debate if you want to take all that on. It's definitely great that they have that expansion, and you can take on as much as you want. I mean, there's so many great opportunities Rutgers has, but I wish I was able to be bilingual. I think that's so interesting that you do Spanish. But now we'll head on over to our meteorology major, Max Hazon, with the weather.
Hey, good morning, everybody, again. So, yeah, definitely being a meteorology major is really interesting, and I definitely was considering possibly minoring in the digital communications because I definitely do want to go into broadcasting. But you know what? Let's just talk about the weather right now. So, a nice day today so far, but we're going to have a lot of rain to end the week starting tomorrow, as we're going to see some heavy rains at times through the afternoon, the evening hours that could dump 1 inch of rain or even more, locally up to 2 inches of rain. And with that, that's going to bring some much cooler weather ahead, especially for the game day for Saturday with breezy conditions, but it's going to be a lot drier. So definitely bring a jacket as you head to the game for Saturday. Currently right now, 44 degrees, a little cooler of a start today with a lot of sunshine, just a few clouds in our area right now. Humidity a little higher at 73% right now with a light north-northwest wind at 37 miles per hour. Visible satellite is showing that a lot of these clouds are actually starting to make its way off the New Jersey coast, and a lot of the clouds are making its way out of the New Brunswick area, so we have a lot of sunshine and very few clouds in our areas. For today's high, though, we're going to see those clouds really clear out to give us generally sunny skies. High temperature at 55 degrees, but a little bit cooler than what we saw over the last couple of days, with temperatures in the mid-50s, winds at the northwest at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Low temperatures tonight around 42 degrees, with partly cloudy skies early on, with clouds increasing to mostly cloudy skies. Winds start to kick up a little bit, shifting to the northeast at 10 to 15 miles per hour overnight. Later on the show, I'm going to give you guys your game day forecast along with your 5-day extended forecast. Back to you guys.
Well, Jake, I don't know about you, but I got really used to that 50-degree weather. I mean, that was the perfect spot for it. You could wear a sweater and be comfortable. You could wear short sleeves even some days and be fine. So now that we're kind of going more into that winter season and hitting those low temperatures, I don't know if I'm ready for this change again.
Well, it is almost mid-November, starting to creep closer and closer towards the end of the semester and into winter, and so it's going to be soon time to start bundling up.
Oh yeah, and I mean, I follow that weather apps, and I saw this little snowflake appear on one of those days, and I was like, I am not ready for the snow. But we have so much more to get to, especially some exciting news and events right after this.
As a commuter, it's hard to make connections outside of class.
Tell me about it.
Did you know that there's a place for commuters to meet up between classes?
No, I didn't.
That's right. The Rutgers Commuter Student Organization's primary goal is to serve commuter needs and interests while building a bigger commuter community on campus. Located in the Bush Student Center, the RCSA Commuter Lounge has many appliances that help make commuter lives easier, such as a microwave, a refrigerator, computers, and even a TV. The RCSA also holds events. It's the perfect place to relax, do homework, and make some friends. Don't have classes on Bush? Don't worry. There is a new commuter lounge in the Douglas Student Center as well. The commuter lounges are open every Monday through Thursday from 9 a.m. to 8 p.m. and from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. on Fridays. For more information, visit rcsa.rutgers.edu.
Welcome back, Rutgers. I mean, we have so many exciting events that happen on campus, as well as so many exciting news stories. So it's great that we get to feature them throughout the show. So let's jump right in. The New Jersey Scholarship and Transformative Education in Prisons Consortium also known as NJ STEP, has helped over 1,300 students reacclimate to life after incarceration. Barry Pickney is just one of the students to have completed the program, which is currently based out of Rutgers Newark. Thankfully, NJ STEP will be able to continue its mission of helping those in similar positions as Pickney. The Andrew W. Mellon Foundation recently donated a grant of $1.5 million to NJ STEP to create a new concentration in the humanities. This course will help students better understand the world and their place in it, as well as languages, literature, philosophy, history, and religion. Christopher Agins, NJ STEP's acting director and director of transitions, said, "Many of the program's graduates have gone into careers in social work, nonprofit management, policy, and advocacy, serving populations that have high rates of imprisonment." Well, Jake, I think that's really great. I know it's really hard to get back on your feet sometimes after being incarcerated. So it's great that they have this program that focuses on these specific types of people to get them back on their feet and really help them.
Well, that's the point. When you get incarcerated, the point of the system is to help you, not hurt you. And oftentimes that's not the case. And people come out and they're not used to their new life outside of jail. And for Rutgers to reach out into the greater community and help people that might be suffering from this is a really good thing to see, because we see it so often, Rutgers reaching into the greater community around them to help as many people as possible. Just like the Rutgers School of Health Professions has received a $4.2 million federal grant to train mental health practitioners as part of a new effort to improve mental health services nationwide. Rutgers plans to create a regional mental health technology transfer center to support practitioners and provider organizations that offer treatment and other services. The U.S. Department of Health and Human Services Mental Health Services Administration established a national network of centers as part of a new approach to make effective mental health disorder treatments available to people with mental illness. The center, which will be located on the Rutgers School of Health Professions Piscataway campus, will launch its work in November with conferences, trainings, and online courses, and will serve the greater New York, New Jersey area, in addition to Puerto Rico and the U.S. Virgin Islands. It is expected to be fully operational in 2019. Well, Cass, this is just another example of Rutgers reaching into the community around them, greater New York, New Jersey area, but also going to Puerto Rico, the U.S. Virgin Islands, to help as many people as possible.
And I mean, mental health is such a prevalent issue in today's society that doesn't get a lot of attention. So it's great that they have this program that kind of focuses on it, brings it to life, talks more about it, because that's the thing, we need to start having conversations about it. So I think it's great that they have this program and they're reaching out to more than just Rutgers students. And you see they're going to Puerto Rico, but another place we should look at is Germany. Time travel back to pre-World War II Germany with the Livingston Theater Company for their main stage production of the critically acclaimed musical Cabaret. Cabaret takes you into the infamous Kit Kat Club, where music and entertainment are used as ways to lift spirits in the midst of growing political uncertainty. Show dates are this Thursday, November 8th through Sunday, November 11th, starting at 8 p.m. and 2 p.m. respectively in the Livingston Student Center. So leave your troubles outside, because life is beautiful at Cabaret. Well, Jake, being the theater nerd I am, I love the show Cabaret. I mean, I performed in high school in our musicals. I've seen tons of them, so I've seen Cabaret. I think it's a great show. But I also love the Livingston theater community, because they are student run and they put on great shows. I mean, I saw their rendition of Godspell, Legally Blonde, and American Idiot, and I mean, it's only my third year here, so I'm definitely a big fan, and I could not wait to see them perform Cabaret. I think it's a great show, and I know they're going to do a great job.
Well, I've been very fortunate to see some of the biggest shows that are out to this day, but I don't think Cabaret is on the list of shows that I've seen. I might have to go check that out. Livingston Theater Company does do a great job. I might have to stop in on Sunday, which is Veterans Day. And speaking of Veterans Day, come support our veterans this Monday, November 12th, from 10:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. at Voorhees Mall. Join Rupa and the Office of Veteran and Military Programs and Services in a day of appreciation for those who keep us safe and free. Patriotic activities and snacks to fit the theme of the day. You don't want to miss this. For any questions, you can email rupacommunityservice@gmail.com or check out getinvolved.rutgers.edu. Well, Cass, it's always important to remember the veterans and people that keep us safe and give us the freedom that we have today. But it is nice that we do have one day a year that we can really focus on it.
Well, I think it's also great that Rutgers focuses on specific communities of people and really draws in attention to them. I mean, we have tons of events for whether it be Greek life, cultural events, and one of a really big cultural event is the Cultural Beauty event. I mean, I think this is about their 8th year. They're putting it on. They do this kind of, it's called Douglas Divas Cultural Beauty, and it's this huge event. And so I think the best way to talk about the event is to take a look back at last year's 2017 Cultural Beauty event with Ashley Cornish.
Hello, Rutgers. I'm Ashley Cornish here in Trades Hall in celebration of Douglas Divas' 7th annual Cultural Beauty event. Let's go check it out.
Beauty to me is just being true to yourself, and loving everything about yourself, no matter who or what tries to come in your way, and just believing yourself and loving others in general, just having a true personality.
Divas stands for Determined, Innovations, Vivacious, Articulate Sisters. Beauty means to me is being who you want to be, expressing yourself, and just being comfortable in your own skin. Beauty doesn't really have a name or a label, just be who you are.
Cultural beauty to me just means like accepting who you are for who you are and continuing to be yourself no matter what happens. I think the best part was when all of the poets and the people that was doing monologues and things like that, I thought that was really important that they show their character.
The best part of cultural beauty for me is the fact that it brought so many different diversities and people together.
For me, the best part about cultural beauty is expressing oneself in the best way possible, one's heritage, culture, all that good stuff, and bringing it to life.
Beauty means being able to accept who you are and appreciate the people that have sacrificed for you to be where you are today and what that means to you, finding your own definition.
Cultural beauty means loving where you came from and being able to express it in your own form.
Well, Rutgers, I hope you had as much fun accentuating cultural beauty as I did. Until next time, keep staying beautiful and painting the town scarlet. I'm Ashley Cornish, RUTV.
That looked like such a fun event. I mean, those dance performances were phenomenal and out of this world. And I know every year the event gets better and better. I mean, you can only improve. So that one was amazing. And it's so great that we got to take a look back on it, because after this, you'll be interviewing Mahogany, who will talk all about this year's upcoming event and all the things they'll be doing for it. So stay tuned, Rutgers. We'll get back to the interview right after this.
Being a Rutgers student isn't always as sweet as it seems. If you're not prepared, you might find yourself needing some help.
I need help. I can't find my term bill.
Luckily, help is here. Getting to and paying your term bill is as easy as tying your shoelaces.
To get to your term bill, just go to studentabc.rutgers.edu and press the button that says Pay Your Bill. From there, you can log in with your NetID or RUID. The site will direct you to your account summary where you can find your term bill for any semester.
Okay, but how do I pay my term bill?
Great question.
For payment options, just refer to the right-hand side column on your account summary page. It's that easy.
Wow, that was really helpful.
All in a day's work.
Welcome back, Rutgers. Here with me is Mahogany Summers, the Director of Social Outreach for the campus organization Douglas Divas. So Mahogany, thank you for joining us today. For our viewers, can you talk a little bit about the morals and values of Douglas Divas?
Hi, Douglas Divas is an organization that provides a safe space for people to just talk and have discussions about different social issues and to leave with an open mind about how other people think.
That's great. And where do you guys meet?
We meet every Thursday at 9 p.m. in the Douglas Student Center in the Women's Center Room on the 3rd floor.
I know that this is a big week for Douglas Divas. What do you have planned?
We have a lot coming up this week. This week is Divas Week, and this is something new that we're doing. It's to promote our cultural beauty event. And basically on Sunday, we'll be starting with Team Up to clean up on College Avenue, just to clean up the community and give back. Monday, we'll be collaborating with Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated, and we'll be collecting donations for women who have less access to hygiene products. So we'll be collecting those things to promote the importance of good hygiene. Wednesday, Tuesday, there's Tie Diversity, sorry. And that will be in Jameson Hall to collaborate with DRC girls, because we don't really collaborate with them enough. And we are a Douglas organization, but we're not exclusive to DRC. So this is something specifically for DRC students. And we'll have an Instagram raffle to give away one of our new shirts we just bought that have the Douglas Divas logo on it. And Cultural Beauty, that's the big event where we'll have different vendors, food, performances, and basically just to embrace different cultures and different ideas of beauty. And then we'll end it with Upward Bound College Readiness Preparedness. So basically we'll be telling high school students about the FAFSA application, how to fill out their college apps, and how to pick a proper roommate, and how to get involved in school, and the importance of all of those things. So I'm excited.
It sounds like you got a lot planned. We just took a look back at the Cultural Beauty event from last year that we covered. It looked like a great time.
Yeah.
It definitely is something to look forward to for this week. But why do you think it's so important to have events like this?
I think it's important to have events like that because if there weren't, then people wouldn't have an idea of what other cultures are like or what other ideas of beauty are. People can't really appreciate beauty if they aren't really exposed to it. So this is an opportunity for there to be various types of beauties and cultures exposed. Also, we'll be having vendors like Brown Mill Company and Fully Cultured Apparel and 72, and those are all like people of color, and those kind of businesses aren't really that prominent. Like they're not really, like there's not a lot of them. So in order for us to learn to support things like that too, this event, like we're specifically having them there to sell their products so that it can be like promoted, which is a good thing.
Where can we find out about these events?
You can always check us out on Twitter and Instagram at Douglas Divas, Douglas with 2 S's.
Well, thank you, Mahogany, for stopping in with us. It's Mahogany Summers, the social director of Douglas Divas, talking to us about the upcoming Cultural Beauty event and week. We still have more of the show to get to, and we'll be back with Max Hazon on the weather after this.
Hey, do you want to go get lunch?
Sure, can you swipe me in though?
I guess, but you don't have any more meal swipes?
No, unfortunately I ran out.
Well, what are you going to do for food?
Right now I'm buying, but once my cash starts going down, I gotta look for other solutions.
Oh, well, I have the perfect solution. Rutgers has a food pantry here on campus.
The Rutgers Food Pantry falls under the Off-Campus Living and Community Partnerships Office and is located at 39 Union Street on the College Avenue campus and is open from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. When you walk into the office, just tell the receptionist at the front that you are there to utilize the pantry. They will then assist you in figuring out what to take and how much to take based on your personalized needs. For more information, visit www.foodpantry.rutgers.edu.
You can go to their Facebook page and like it for food pantry updates, or you can go to their website at foodpantry.rutgers.edu.
That's awesome. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Well, Jake, that was a great interview with Mahogany Summers. I mean, now people know not only about the event, but also their meeting times and where if they want to get more involved and not just attend the event, but be a part of putting it all together and things like that. They know exactly where they can go, things like that. So it's really interesting to learn the kind of behind the scenes of the event. So they have all those week-long events, and there's so many opportunities to get involved and go because it's not just one day. So if you're busy on a Monday, head on out on a Tuesday. I mean, they have so many events.
Yeah, it seems like a great time, and for the first time now they're really going to have events the entire week, not just the big Cultural Beauty event at the end of the week. It's the entire week, Monday to Saturday. They got something going on.
Yeah, so there's definitely plenty of opportunities to get out. But what will be interesting is what the weather will be like on some of those days. I mean, it might prevent you from going, so let's head on over to Max Hazon with the weather.
Thank you, Cass. So today actually is going to be a nicer day. So we have sunny skies, a few clouds across the entire northeast region. Temperatures ranging from the 40s to the 50s, 50 degrees across most of the East Coast states. East Coast areas, from Boston all the way down to D.C., 53 in Boston, 55 down in Philadelphia, 56 down in the D.C. metro area. As we head further inland into the greater Northeast into Pennsylvania and New York, temperatures start to cool down as we head into the higher elevations. Scranton at 49 degrees, Syracuse at 46, Albany at 48 degrees. And temperatures cool down a little bit tonight as well, with temperatures ranging in the mid-30s into the lower 40s. To out here in Boston, 37 degrees. Warmer as we head further down south into the Big Apple at 41 degrees. Down in Philadelphia, 40 degrees. And 43 degrees down in D.C. with some rain chances coming through D.C. and Pittsburgh as we head throughout the night. Saturday is our game day against the University of Michigan. 48 degrees is our high temperature, mostly sunny skies at kickoff with just a few clouds in the area, but it's going to be quite breezy. So if you are planning on going out to the game, you definitely want to bundle up, layer up, and definitely bring even 1 to 2 jacks as well, because it's going to be pretty breezy with a west-northwest wind at 15 to 25 miles per hour, but we could see gusts up to 30 miles per hour, especially at around kickoff. As we look at our 5-day extended forecast, a pretty nice rest of the week and into the weekend as well, with the exception of Friday, as we're going to have that rain system, as I mentioned early in the show, come to our area, high temperature of 54 degrees, and then we start to see a little bit of a cooler trend as we head into the weekend and into early next week, with high temperatures in the mid to upper 40s and low temperatures, if you look at this, Saturday and Sunday night, below freezing. 30 and 31 degrees are your low temperatures for Saturday and Sunday respectively. So definitely want to bundle up and definitely kick up the heater as we head into this weekend, because it's definitely going to be quite chilly. So that is all from me. If you miss me or any of the other weather watchers, you could always check us out on channel 23.1 every 15 minutes at RUTV Network. You could also go to our Facebook page and like us at facebook.com/RUWeatherWatcher, or you could go follow us on our Twitter page at RUTVWW, and do not forget to send your photos using the hashtag RUWeather. And we also have our YouTube page. You can come subscribe to us at youtube.com, look up RUTV Weather Watcher. So that's all from me. I'm Max Hazan. Enjoy the rest of your week, enjoy this weekend, and go Rutgers for our game day on Saturday. Back to you guys.
Well, Jake, I'm not too excited for that game day weather. I mean, it is chilly. We haven't really had a cold game day just yet. I mean, some days it said it was going to be cold, but then with that sun out, it's not as bad. But even with that sun out, those are lower temperatures that I don't think anyone's really ready for. So everyone better bundle up, because at that point, it's not just your body heat in the stands anymore. It is really cold out, and God forbid people get sick.
Well, I like to call it football weather. It's the best time because everyone's going to be, people are going to show up for the game and they're going to be in the cold. They're going to want to see a good game. So hopefully it's a good contest. Michigan's a very talented team, and I don't think I'm going to be able to make it. I'm actually taking a road trip down this weekend down to North Carolina. We'll be coming back on Saturday, but probably after the game is finished. But I hope fans show up, and I hope Rutgers can give Michigan a run for their money.
Well, hopefully North Carolina is a little warmer than it is here. I mean, I'm
just
not
a little bit.
Yeah, I'm not too much. But what's hard for me is I'll go into the city probably this weekend again, and those are just wind tunnels with those big, tall buildings. I mean, even if it's 50 and there's just a wind gust, I mean, it is cold because you can't escape the wind. It just is going down those buildings, and it gets cold in the city, I'll tell you. So hopefully you have a little warmer of weather.
Well, you told me last week when I told you that it was really cold where I was. You told me to bundle up, and I didn't listen to you. So I'm going to tell you right now, make sure you bundle up before going into the city.
I will. Well, Rutgers, that will do it for today's episode. For more events happening this week, you can go to getinvolved.rutgers.edu or ruevents.rutgers.edu.
Follow us on social media by searching RU Network, and follow us on Twitter by searching @WakeUpRutgers. We love hearing from you.
Thank you, Mahogany Summers, for joining us. I'm Cassandra Shees.
And I'm Jake Gacho. Thanks for joining us this morning. Have a great day, and we'll see you next week.